Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zed. Today I'm going to be giving you an update on NAK as per request. You're going to find my previous DD in the description for a little bit longer term insight towards the company's cash on hand and financials, as well as what the next catalyst is going to be. Now what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be updating with technical analysis. I do have some news that are affecting the stock. I'm going to be sharing at the very end, and what I would do if I was in this stock or considering buying it. Without further ado, make sure you drop a like to this video to help this channel grow, subscribe and turn your notifications on, and share it at the very end if you like the video. So going in here and looking into the 1 month, 1 day intervals, you get to see the average directional index is going a little bit towards a decline here, although I'm not going to be considering much of what it's actually saying, since it's been trading this way for quite a little and ADX has been constant at this stage. The stock seems to be highly oversold, sitting in very close to 90.74. So that's similar to a stage we've seen around here. Going on towards momentum, it seems that the stock is picking up a little bit of momentum. The MACD here shows a little bit of bad news, and what it looks like here is that the stock is going in a little bit towards a negative reversal. And it's actually dying a little bit down. You get to see higher volume here, and volume is decreasing. The unbalanced volume is continuing to dip down. So that's all warning signs, except that the willing %R and the momentum looks like it's actually good and good here. The stock price hasn't broken the 50 SMA, and 50 SMA, if the stock price is above that, it signals a bullish sign. The 200 SMA, similar thing. Now the stock price 10 SMA is above 30 SMA, which is amazing. It left the trading action zones where reversals are really likely, and you get to see it has played previously in the trading action zone and went up. So what I expected is it could have had actually seen a reversal from the day before, but it actually continued dipping down. That is a little bit of a dangerous sign. Now going on towards the 1 hour interval, you get to see here that the MACD going in towards the positive sign has been playing a little bit sloppy, so it doesn't tell us much. Average directional index has increased from around 22 to around 31.9, and this usually shows you beginning of a trend, but it's very much ignorable at this point. 30 MA is above the 10 SMA ever since the 24th, and that's a bearish sign. The stock price is under the 200 SMA and under the 50 SMA, which is as well a bearish sign. Stock is under VWAP, but that's not very significant at all. Now you get to see the 200 SMA and the 50 SMA are almost touching. That might be a little bit interesting to see there. The stock price sits a little bit towards oversold to neutral during the day. Momentum is very close to zero, a little bit on the negative side. Not much news here, so it's mainly going to be trading on news, supports, and resistances. So moving on right now, we're going to look quickly in terms of how the moving averages look like, and we get to see that the 1 day here interval, it seems that it's actually trading under the moving average. So what I expected is for it to fix itself upwards, as this seems to be a little bit of an overreaction. I haven't seen this one dipped all that way down below its moving average band, except all the way back in March in the massive dip. Now that's quite interesting because the unbalanced volume has gone all the way back as somewhere in May. So interesting movements here. It's as if the company has declared bankruptcy, which it hasn't, and had received good news. So let's try to find where the supports and resistances are and where we can find everything here sitting. Now, in terms of supports for Fibonacci retracements, we're not seeing anything other than the 135 mark, so that's a bit dangerous. It seems that it has found itself a support 150, but again, it did do before around 161. So we're going to do traditional supports here. So 151, it seems to have been tested here before, and it seems to be around 149 is where a support that has been tested before. Now, if it does test that tomorrow and it bounces back, that might be a good, very bullish sign. 143 is the next support. The one after that is 141, and of course we're sitting at 135. Now in terms of resistance, we get to see there is a resistance of 163, and then following that by Fibonacci and very close to the traditional 1.70, and then traditionally 177. Moving forward, you get to see somewhere around 1.85. You can argue there's one, but 192 is the Fibonacci resistance as well over there. Let's as well check a little bit in terms of a longer interval. Of course, the trend line that was upwards, that has been broken down. It seems to have broken the trend, but what I want to look at is the 3 months intervals here and try to identify where the support below that might actually lie as well. So it seems around 152 seems to be where the support is based on Fibonacci retracements. Around the 1.48 mark seems to have been a strong as well one based on the previous trading cycles. and it seems the Fibonacci one as well is sitting in 1.29 on the 3 months interval. Quite interesting stuff here. Moving on towards news. So this might be actually in terms of why this company has been seeing a little bit of a pullback, perhaps. I'm not sure of how important this is. Now, they did approve the Fed's Alaska mine, and that was very much anticipated news. Now, this one is on the roads for a mine road, so that does play a little bit in terms of the news, which is positive. Pebble mine will cause irreparable harm to Alaska's Bristol Bay, and so what's happening right now is it seems that some news out there about the harms of the environment for this mine. Now, it's not like as if it's on Wall Street Journal and whatnot, but that news might resurface there, so that might be a little bit dangerous. You might have some... so another thing here is workers at industrial copper cobalt mining companies in DRC at risk during COVID-19, and that brings me in mind thinking, okay, well, I know it's Democratic Republic of Congo, but how is the COVID-19 facing in terms of mining in the US? And that might be something interesting if it actually gets a little bit worse from here on, especially in Alaska. Now, Alaska is a really low kind of zone, so I don't really expect it to hit or affect it much. Could be more of an industrial demand thing that might actually drop, but the minerals and are actually increasing in price as if you watch it. So things like gold and stuff are hitting all-time high. The next thing that is actually concerning here for me is previous times some mines have actually been retracted after they getting an approval based on environmental pressure and environmental lobbying. So that could be as well another dangerous sign. So what you might have here is buy the rumors and sell the news kind of situation, where you get to see it's basically a reverse cup or inverted cup here, but it did see as well inverted cup and then it bounced back. So it's quite interesting here. You want to see it accumulate around the 114 to 148 mark, and if it does that for a while, then it might actually be a really good entry price. I'll probably be doing another DD on it down the future on the road when it hits that and kind of looks a little bit more attractive for me. But for the time being, I'll definitely put a stop limit if you're in it around 142. And if it starts accumulating, I'll definitely average down, considerably sell a little bit higher around the 185 mark. Thank you very much. Let me know what you think about this ticker in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and you have a wonderful day.